Hey folks, Lester here. Um, I don't think I've ever been a bigger part of a ragtag setup as what I have going right now. So I am a little bit late. Forgive me, I'm a little bit late. Um, I am sitting in my truck. I'm actually sitting in the back seat of my truck, and I have just come off the yard here at Longhorn Lester's. I've been mowing and weed eating. And if you've ever Um, well, the thing is, I thought I could cool off and be ready to go in time, and so I stopped at about 11:45 or so, and I tried to start cooling myself off. And as I began to set up the computer, and then I saw the lighting was bad, and there was just so many things going wrong. Um, so I said, you know what? I just threw this whole thing in the truck, and then I'm sitting in the back seat because the back seat has its own little AC vents, and I have them like blowing up on me where I don't have to have it up quite so loud. Cooling off in the truck is smart. Thank you, Michelle. I'll tell you what, it's hot, and I had me a table all set up to do it over here, and I wanted y'all to be able to see Carl, and I have Carl and all of his family off in the background there. They're out grazing with Tex. Believe it or not, Carl's family is hanging out with Tex and his family. We're calling that enrichment, and that will be a part of our afternoon video today, I believe, on Longhorn Lester's YouTube. It'll get to Facebook. Give it a couple of days. Thank you for the folks that are joining me. Um, to the sweet lady that sent $10, I want to ask you all, please don't do that. Oh, Lester, there you go again. Oh, I don't want anyone's gifts and blessings. No, I want you to take your money and spend it on yourself. I have said that before, and I will say that again. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't need it for yourself, then the next time you drive through McDonald's or Starbucks, then you take that same $10 and you give it to that lady who's working and tell her this is for you. Or you pay it forward and say, use this for the guy or the girl behind me. And it has I can't tell you how honored and how blessed we are that folks just come to the page to be a part and share in the lives of these animals and how blessed we are. But I've also made it known, let us make our money the old fashioned way. I don't mean prostitution. Yeah, let us make our money the good old fashioned way. And I don't mean selling ourselves. I'm sorry, that was probably not very tasteful. Um, let us earn our money. And the way that a video creator earns their money is by giving you content that you want to watch so much that when the advertisement pops up, you will stay inclined to keep watching. Oh, you can skip the ad, but we still get credit for that. And in saying so, someone says, "Go ahead and shake it, Lester." No, that was a joke, and that was probably mean. I don't always think about what I'm saying, um, and in saying so, that has gotten me into a lot of trouble with Facebook, especially. Not so much trouble that they've never put me in jail the way they put my good friend Jason over at Cog Hill. I don't know if he's talked about that yet, or he might actually be embarrassed to mention it. But my good friend, Jason Smith, Cog Hill Farm, yes, he sent a text and he says, wow, he can't believe it. He's in Facebook jail. I think they gave him 12 or 24 hours because he said something he shouldn't have said. And I laughed my behind off because I have always somehow found a way to avoid the Facebook jail, even though I know I've come close a few times. But I'm going to take a swig of this. I'm not trying to be rude, but oh, I've needed that for a while. I actually brought two. I have my microphone sitting in my other cup holder, so I'm only able to put one at a time. There we go. I moved it over far enough to fit two. Um, I will go ahead and get on and then get off the money thing real fast. And it's kind of the same with gifting goodies. We have our Facebook supporters set up for those folks that just will not take no for an answer. But what I like about the Facebook supporters is that we are able to show them, because it's the nonprofit, because all of that stuff is auditable. Anyone can pull records at any point and see where that money's being spent, and I love that. And so I love the fact that when you pull those, you see the amount of money that was spent for the big hay barn and the amount of your money that we use towards the second water well. Um, and I could just go on. You all who have been a part of the page for a while knows that we've used different monies for the ponds and for fencing, and we've done so much. And I really do believe that as a video creator, if you really want to make your people, I don't want to say fans, but the people that choose to follow your page, if you will take what the money that you earn from your videos and turn that back into your property, take that money and turn it back into, invest it right back into your animals, so that those animals can have a better life, then you'll do a lot better for yourself in the world of social media. If you ever become a video creator who starts asking people for money, then in my opinion, what you're doing is taking advantage of a God given window of opportunity, because there's a lot of folks that would love to have a window into social media. And if you have found yourself with that small window and you take advantage of good people by asking them for their money to better your life. I need your money so we can buy this for our this. We need money so we can buy this. And they're asking you, good people who work your behinds off, they're asking you for your money to better their lives. Maybe it's my own little twisted mind that can differentiate between the money spent on a water well and the money spent on a barn and stalls and fencing and feeds, and I don't know, maybe than other folks who ask for money for other reasons. But I will go to my grave with that. I will never be accused of the fella. I brought this up before. What was the guy's name, y'all? The pastor and his wife. The PTL Club. You all remember this. Someone help me out here. The PTL Club. Man, they were one of the first evangelists who began to televise. And man, they would ask and ask and ask and ask for your money. And if at some point they didn't all get in big trouble, I believe the Bakers, yes, the Bakers, Jim Baker, I believe he served prison time. I might be wrong. I don't know, guys. That was a little bit before yes, Jim and Tammy Baker, y'all. And Tammy Faye, and they would ask for money, and it ended up that they were living the most lavish of lifestyles and a collection of cars. And yes, thank you. And so I have tried to talk to all of the creators on Morrow Hill, and I just says, you know what, when you start dealing with money, it gets real touchy. So obviously I can't control what everyone else does with their money, but I'm a survivor sanctuary. Yeah, can never and be accused of doing, using our monies, that's not reinvesting in our animals and our property. And so, and I think that is a whole key to the success that we've had at I'm a Survivor, and the growth that we've had, especially through YouTube. I'm sorry, through Facebook. Man, can y'all 1.7 million. That number is just huge, and I don't get it. I watch our videos, And I sometimes wonder why. What's wrong with you people? You bunch of weirdos that don't want to watch the antics. Jake and I had some fun with a video that I put out on Facebook this morning. I played it on YouTube yesterday. I don't normally play them so close together, but I wanted to talk about that video this morning with you guys. So I made sure it played on both platforms so everyone had a chance to watch it. And it was the video where we already knew we had to take our pool down. And so if you've ever had a pool, a big pool, even a kiddie pool, it's something to see all that water come gushing out. And I mean, you could obviously get inside the pool and pull the plug and do it the slow way, let that water trickle across your yard, for 3 days. But I had this idea where I wanted to have some fun and make a fun video. And I got Jake to help me. And so we kind of planned it out and we made it look like it was just we made it look fun. We made it fun, y'all. I tell you what, we made it fun. And even in that, I went ahead and after we did the gist of the video, the fun part, the beginning, I went ahead and kind of showed a lot of you guys sort of a how-to we went about doing that. And I really had two reasons for doing that. Number one, I like you guys to see what goes into creating a fun video or any kind of video, really. You have to have a vision, and not just anyone can be a video creator. I am blessed. I really am blessed that I've been able to take the animals and take stories that happen around the farm and turn them into video creations that you have an interest in watching. And that the subscriber count on YouTube is growing, and Facebook is just 1,000 people a day join that page, and it's just unheard of. And I wonder why. And then I have this drive whenever I find a way to make a video that can draw an emotion out of you, either a good belly laugh, or you find a way to smile, or sometimes you find a way to cry with us. When you can connect to an animal and you begin to feel their emotions and their hardships, and when you can get people to feel. I really do think that if you can ever get your people to feel what you feel and can involve the senses, the five senses, into a video, then I think you have a big advantage over other folks who just walk around and talk in selfie mode. No offense to all the creators who walk around and talk to you in selfie mode, because we all find ourselves talking in selfie mode. Right now, I'm talking to you in selfie mode, but there's been a lot of growth on the page, and without having they call that organic growth. Whenever your page grows naturally, without you having to boost your page, without you having to pay to have your page sent to people, without you having to. So it's called organic growth. And I believe that we have a lot of that organic growth because we found a way to involve you guys and make you feel what we feel. We allow you to see what we see. We want you to hurt when we hurt. We want you to laugh when we laugh. Laugh with us, cry with us. We want you to love the babies. Don't just know their names, but know their personalities and their characteristics and their character traits. And we want you to learn, what they go through and how similar we all are and how connected we all are. What I mean is us and the animals, and how they're not a whole lot different than we are. Sometimes that gets me into trouble because there are times when you like to feel. There's times when you like to feel. But then there's also times when I bring up a point that is true to me, but you don't feel the same way. And sometimes we still have to understand that it's okay to differ and have different opinions on things. I guess that the number one thing that I struggle with personally is with church. And on the couple of videos where I've talked about how the church has let me down, I get a lot of folks who get upset with me and they accuse me of bashing the church. And I'm not trying to bash the church. What I will say is that the 4 or 5 or 6 churches that I've been involved with, I've been a little bit let down. I've been quite let down. And so I'm hopeful that you do have a family, church family that you belong to that is different than the ones I've described and from my experiences. But that has got me into a little bit of trouble off and on. But when I say I want you guys just to be able to feel what I feel, another thing I can laugh about um, is, family relations, relationships. Obviously, I've had some failed relationships in my life. Um, dealing with, a teenage son who's now past those ages, but for the years that he was going through that hate phase, LE is a great son, man. He's made me so proud. But don't think that we didn't go through that phase that all of you parents have gone through. And so sometimes talking about my life and bringing it all home to you helps you to understand and connect closer to me. And we are able to have more of a relationship and a bond at the same time. There's times whenever I say things that may set you off and make it to where we're just too different, Lester. You and I are just we are not the same at all. We're not the same. Um, this week, it was funny. We saw a TikTok of a fella who was dancing on the job at a beer making brewery. I guess they called it a brewery, where they have these big giant vats of beer. And Jamie dared me to go out to the barn and reenact that TikTok using similar music, but using my own props. And so I go out to the barn and I put on that music, and I do a little dance around and have a little bit of fun with it. And I can't say that I've ever been so flattered, yet I know that you guys are just lying your tails off. It was fun and funny reading the comments, and there were like darn near 2,000 comments that day on that silly dancing video. But what I like the most about it is that there were so many people who are saying that Jason over at Cog Hill will never. This right here is a guaranteed win for Lester, because number one, Brooke would never allow Jason to do that. Number two, Jason has too much pride to lower his standards that much and to do a striptease type dance, even though nothing came off. It was quite provocative, quite provocative. Anyway, so we have fun, y'all. That's the whole thing. Is if I have a chance to get a good laugh out of something, then by all means, I want you to be able to enjoy that laugh with me. And if I have a reason to feel down and feel blue and deal with, the anxiety and depression that I struggle through, then I don't mind sharing that, because I do know that there's people who watch the page that have very similar situations and medical situations. And it sometimes helps to know that you're not alone in things that you're dealing with. I don't mean to talk too much and share too much, but the beauty of the page is that I sometimes find that you guys are those who I vent to. And I think that everybody needs someone to vent to. And so that might be embarrassing for folks who are on the other side of my conversation, on the other end of it, the cause of the effect. But sorry for them. But I have to vent sometimes. And today I'm venting to all of you. And no, there's not much to vent about today. It's been a good day. I haven't taken the time to read even a single comment. They're going so fast. If you want me to read a comment, I don't know how you're ever going to be able to slow down enough to let me do that, because even though I sometimes see things that I would like to talk about, what I have to do is take my finger and navigate the mouse over to it, click it, highlight it, and then post it over here so that you all can see. But the problem with that is by the time I take the mouse and move over, that comment is long gone. That comment is way gone, and they're going by so fast. So um, that's why I really can't do that. Sometimes I can catch one and just talk about it. So someone is saying that there's a guy who's being a total jerk in the comments. And that happens, y'all. It happens that there can be jerks in the comments. But just remember that I think that there have been times in our lives where we all have reacted or overreacted to something. So I promise you that whoever said jerk is probably going through something. I bet you said jerk is probably going through some hardships right now. And we've all been through hardships, and we've all lashed out to somebody, because sometimes when we're feeling the worst about ourselves, we want people to feel bad too. And so that's the same for the folks who I sometimes call the peepats in the comments. I know you're going through something, y'all. I know they're going through something. Natalie Neal. Hi. Now stop spamming. Natalie Neal has said, please say hi to me. Please just say hi to me. Please say hi to me. So there we go. What's that? Lester. Now I just clicked on a random thing. So Joni says, Lester, that dancing video was hilarious. I watched it at work and I laughed out loud. I truly enjoy watching all your videos. You and Jamie are truly caring people. Thank you for making my day. And so, Joni, what I would say to you and to anyone who feels similar, as far as the fact that you watch a video and it ends up helping you get through a rough day, or you look forward to a video when you get home from work to help you de-stress and unwind, I think that's what it's all about. That is what drives us to make the next video. That is what drives us to continue creating. Um, the You have YouTube entertainment skills also. I saw that comment and I don't really want to stick it up because I don't know what they're actually referring to. I have YouTube entertainment skills also. Okay, well, so usually YouTube and Facebook, or we play the same videos, just not the same days. YouTube always gets played first. That's nothing against Facebook people. It's just because Facebook is our business page and it takes longer to get videos approved. So, oh, this is funny. Lost it. Dang it. Um, Sorry, y'all. Hold on. My guys, stop. Y'all just stop. Just stop. Ah, ah. Okay, here we go. Brenda Black. Now, listen, I haven't had time to read all of this. I'm just clicking on comments to make talking points. Lester, it's very easy to go to a church and then see some of the people out and about, seeing them do things that isn't what a person or adult family member do. It's easy to feel let down because they may be doing what you wouldn't do yourself, and then you may not feel as though they're not living life like a Christian should live, kind of a life, and they're acting like. All right, so that's. I really don't want to talk about the whole church thing. Oh my God, Lester, my husband thinks I'm crazy. He always looks over and I'm either laughing or crying at y'all's videos. But I must say, I do love them, and you guys are heart amazing. Now, Gloria, I like you and your husband, and please apologize to him on behalf of me. I hope that I have not created any strife in your relationship, because there may be times when he would like you to turn off the phone, turn your attention over to him. And I do not want to be the cause of anyone's, um, just I don't want to be the cause of that. So, anywho, thank you. That's a really sweet compliment, Aunt Gloria. And I really wish what you would do is say, whoa, husband, hold on a minute, husband. Why don't you roll over here and let's watch this together? Because a lot of people realize that when you and your partner can do things together, it's a whole lot more entertaining, and it'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. So so Gloria, that's what I want you to do. You're going to try to find a way to get your husband to watch videos with you. And then you guys have a talking point for yourselves. You can sit there and laugh about something that Lester did, or laugh about something that Jake got into, or get mad at Lester for getting mad at Jake. Whoo, that's a good talking point. I hope that Jake is watching. I love Jake, y'all. Jake is my nephew, and Jake and I have an amazing relationship. I am so blessed that I've been able to get Jake involved in his own social media pages so that you guys have a chance to follow Jake and see what Jake's all about. But hey, I'm also his uncle. And as his uncle, I am very, very much entitled to getting on his behind a little bit, because that's what uncles do. I'm also his employer. So as his employer, I can also get on his butt a little bit. And I'm also a video creator who brings you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So in saying so, I will bring you the good with Jake. And we've all seen some really good with Jake. I brought you some bad with Jake. We've all seen Jake not at his best. And I've also brought you some ugly with Jake. And so get over it. If you only want to see the good, then you're taking everything away from me as a creator in the fact that I will bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You sit there and you say you love the page because we show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yet in reality, sometimes you can't really handle the truth. You don't want to know certain things. You don't want to know certain things. And that makes it very difficult. And so if I was to try to find a way to make this group of people happy, I would end up boring or making this group unhappy. And so I hope that you can get by now that it's a little bit of everything. You never know exactly what you're going to get, my friends, from one day to the other. And that's the beauty of this page. You don't want to ever get into a rut where every single video is the same. Every single video is the same thing. That would not be good for the creator, and that would not be good for that page's growth. And so I'm going to keep doing the page the way I do it. And on moments that I can highlight and showcase the good out of Jake, then I'm going to highlight and showcase the good out of Jake. And if I get to where I'm going to have to get on to Jake about something, then I'm going to get on to Jake, and y'all are going to be right there to join me. And the last thing that I'll say before I take one last swig and finish off this Dr. Pepper, don't you think that if Jake had a problem with his Uncle Lester, then at some point Jake would say, hey, Uncle Lester, I don't want to do this video. Hey, Uncle Lester, I don't want you to make any videos about this. Hey, Uncle Lester, please don't make videos laughing at something I did wrong. Hey, Uncle Lester. Guys, Jake loves making videos too. And Jake is absolutely fine with video creation. Jake knows the name of the game. Jake is a grown man and he doesn't need anybody to defend him or step up and say, "Stop being mean to Jake, Lester." Jake is an amazing guy, an amazing young man. And I am blessed that he works with me. And yeah, if you want to call it work, if you want to call it work, we'll just say I'm blessed to have Jake hanging around. It's nice to have Jake hang around, and I will certainly get on to him whenever I feel like it. Do you know that there's a very I'm not going to give off their name because I don't want you to follow them. There's another farm team, a couple of guys that run a farm, do a lot of TikToks, and where there's the main guy, yet his entire the entire premise to their every video is him belittling and name calling his farm B word. Yes, I'm not making this up. The entire video, their whole premise, the gist of their video creation is the main guy always getting on to the farm, his farm B word. That's what he calls them. And guys, they are very successful TikTok duo. And so just because you can't handle stuff like that doesn't mean that the internet has to change to accommodate your sensitive needs or nature. And then the lady who got on to me in an email because she watched the reel with her grandson where I did the little dance, and oh my God, she says that's the last I will ever watch of you because you totally embarrassed me in front of my grandson. And I'm like, wait a minute, you let your grandson use the internet, yet when Lester does a funny pretend dance video trying to be sexy, a 50-year-old man does. It's not easy to do what I did in that video, okay? And you're gonna threaten me and say you're leaving me because that's very unbecoming of me and what you thought that I stood for. I'm a man and I just like to have fun. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Here we go. I really like your short reels. So you guys do know. Oh no, bye bye. So y'all do know that Facebook is promoting short. They call them reels. They are very short videos, and they still allow us to have our big videos, our long videos, which is the gist of what we do and how we all came to know each other. But what they're promoting right now is the short videos. So they have encouraged us, and that's not just Lester, that's everybody who does Facebook video creation, including Daniel at Arms Family and Jason at Cog Hill. We're all doing shorts or stories. And you can pretty much choose how you want to represent your page, but that's what more people are becoming exposed to than the long videos. So here's the way I feel. I already have my long video people, which I'm hoping are you all. I already have my long video people. And so I hope that over time that number will grow if you continue to enjoy the videos. But I have to also play the game. I have to also play the game. And if Facebook says we need your page to start producing 30 reels a month or whatever the number is, then by all means, I'm going to find a way to give you 30 reels a month. And those could be me doing a dad joke. Those could be highlighting the ostriches running circles, doing their little ballet. That could be me doing some kind of a stupid TikTok type dance or whatever. But not everyone appreciates those short videos. You all of a sudden you see that there's a notification that I'm a Survivor posted, so you go look and you want to see a long video about Carl or Tex or something like that, and all of a sudden you see Lester doing a striptease on his tractor and doing a hay slide, and that just disgusted you, and all of a sudden now you're done. And I apologize for that, but I have to play the game. I have to play the game. Hold on. Keith, you got to stop, bro. Keith, Lester for president. Keith, we have to have a talk. This is to Keith. Keith, number one, you have to stop typing in all caps. Okay? Keith, you have to stop typing in all caps. Do all caps get people's attention? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But all caps also, in technical terms, means that you're screaming or shouting at someone. And so that's actually, it's when I see in all caps, it kind of startles me. I'm like, oh no, what did I do now? So I saw a message from Keith yesterday on the Longhorn Lester page where I actually replied to his comment, and I actually pinned his comment. I pinned his comment. And whenever you pin a comment, that means it's the number one comment on the entire video. And Keith loved that I pinned his comment, and he made a really funny reply to that comment that said he feels like he's one of those guys that was running around behind Forrest Gump. Remember in the Forrest Gump movie? And Forrest was running. He ran like across the entire United States. And at the end of his run, there were people, like hundreds of people who were following Forrest, running with him. And Keith said he feels like he's one of those people who's like running behind Forrest Gump. And Keith, it didn't have to be that way, okay? Don't make this weird, Keith. Don't make this weird. I'm not for president. If you thought that Trump was bad by saying whatever comes out of his mouth, you have no idea. They would impeach me. They would succeed in impeaching this guy. I would not last long at all. I made a video yesterday about Pablo and him being bisexual, and I actually had to go by, and Jamie refused to let me post that video. She refused. And she says, why rock the boat? Oh my God, that's what Jamie says all the time. Why rock the boat? Why rock the boat? Why rock the boat? And so I don't see it as rocking the boat. I know that I have a duck that is bisexual. And guys, I'm not laughing about it. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. Look at me. Read my face. Let me take off my hat. Read my eyes. I don't care if the duck is bisexual. And I'm sorry if you're a grandmother watching this with your grandson who now has to explain what that word means. I'm sorry. But I said that in a video because we have a duck who you all love, Pablo, who is bisexual. So what? He likes to spend time with Adam or Steve, and then he can turn right around the next day and hang out with his girl who we call 17. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, y'all? And if you say, oh, yeah, I'm being polite when I say hang out. They ain't hanging out, y'all. They're not hanging out. Okay, I know what hang out means. They're hanging out all right. And so, anyway, sometimes you just say it the way it is, which is a part of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And a lot of people can't handle that. And Jamie's like, why rock the boat? If you already have people mad at you doing that dance thing, why go off and 2 days later talk about your duck who's bisexual? And I says, he's sitting there doing it in front of me with a. And so what do you want me to do? Like edit and cut and not show you stuff? So sheesh, y'all. So I think that the way that somebody can get themselves out of trouble before they get into trouble is say, I don't care your preferences. I don't care what you do behind closed doors or out in that pasture or over in that. I'm kidding. Over in the shop here beside me. I don't care. Here's the thing. I know who I am, and I like and love who I am, and I'm content with who I am. And so I would hope that whatever I am, if I ever show that to you, then you would be as accepting of me as I am of you. And I think that's the whole point of it, is even if Pablo is straight up bisexual, I don't care. I'm accepting of Pablo and I love him the same. Someone says, take a drink, Lester. Guys, this is a Dr. Pepper. Maybe what you're trying to say is move on. Lester, just move on. Lester, just move on. All right, fine. Let me find something else. Oh, no. What's that? Where did my page go? Guys, where did I lost my page? Oh, okay. Does it? Okay, Gil. Gil says, does it really matter? He's cute and a duck. His color's changing. Any idea why? Don't worry about Jamie. It's fine. It's really fine. So, Gil, what I think that you're saying, and that's a beautiful picture in your profile, by the way. She's on Facebook, y'all, and that's a really, really pretty profile picture. I can't read what it says around it. Fully vaccinated. Gil says, Lester, does it matter? It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about Jamie and you rocking the boat. He's a cute duck. We love him no matter if he's on the top or the bottom. That's what I think she's saying. Okay, that was rocking the boat. That's rocking the boat. Okay. We should accept everyone as they are, human and animals. Yes, I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Musita Mist. Musita Mist is how I think it says. Now, what I'm doing now, y'all, I am just clicking. Look, I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to move the mouse over and click a random comment. The dog of war. Now, how is it that the dog of war can send something so sweet and so kind as a little face blowing kisses? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. I think I know where he's going with this. What's this here? Hey, Lester, I'm super late, but I'll rewind and watch from the beginning. Jenny, don't waste your time. I think that we can all tell Jenny not to waste her time. There's not a whole lot been said or done here. I've gotten myself into a lot of hot water today, I'm afraid. I've told a lot of peepats just to chill and leave me alone. My phone's going off in my pocket. That's probably Jamie, who's upset with me for saying something. She's probably saying, just stop now. So I ain't going to worry about that over there. Anyway, Jenny, by all means, I would love it if you would like to go back and watch later. Lester. All right, this is from Dale. Dale says, Lester, if these parents can't take time out to talk sex with their children now while they can, well, let them wait until them kids in school teach them about sex that we as adults know. Let them think about that for a minute. And that is actually a really good point. So you might not be aware of this, everybody, but if your child has access to the internet, you can Google anything you ever thought you might want to look at. And you're going to find a whole lot of articles, a whole lot of videos, a whole lot of still shot photos. And so if you're not especially vigilant now in teaching your kids about what you want them to have as a moral compass, and if you leave it up to the internet, you're pretty much allowing Google to teach those kids that whatever they see and whatever they look at is the way it's done. And so, hey, I'm going to tell y'all one story. And I'm going to get off. This is the best story I'm ever going to tell you. This is the best story you're ever going to hear from Lester. And I am in so much trouble with everybody for saying this. I'm going to tell you this story. Okay, let me get this off of there. Okay, are you ready? This is a funny and a sad story. This is a funny and sad story, and it goes right along with that comment that the lady just posted, that if you don't find a way to talk to your kids before they discover sex on their own, then you're asking for a lot. You're listen to this story. My mom and dad, very, very Bible religious upbringing, church every Sunday, every Wednesday, did not talk to any of us kids about sex. And I'm not putting a knock on my mom and dad, y'all. So stop the PPAS. Already stopped going to my dad's page saying, Lester's talking about you. I'm not. I'm telling you a story from my childhood. So my mom and dad never talked to any of us four kids. There was four of us. There's Kim, there's me, there's Tina, and there's Dan. There's four of us. Mom and dad never talked to any of us about sex. One of us, I will not say who, one of us at some point ran across a VHS videotape of pornography. And the four of us kids, we were children. I was probably 10 or 11. Kim was a little bit older. Here we were as children who every time mom and dad would leave and go to the store or go wherever they went to, the four of us kids would get that tape and we'd stick it in and we'd watch it. We would watch that video. And so I would say that went on for years. I would say it went on for years until at some point mom and dad finally discovered the video and we were all damned for hell. From that point on, we were all going to hell. But here's the problem. Listen, so that may be funny for you all, but this is the part that's not funny. It might be kind of funny to some people. The only things that we ever learned about sex was watching a 1970s porn. And so here we were, all of us four kids, watching this porn over and over and over and over for years. And that's what we all thought that sex was like. That's what we thought that sex was like. And guys, I'm trying to not be crude. I'm not trying to be vulgar. I'm not trying to be to freak or scare any of you off. But as we got old enough to start experimenting ourselves with sex, all we knew about sex was what we learned from that video. And so you're asking, Lester, where does the funny part happen? Lester, where's the funny part? Where's the funny part? All right, this is the part that's going to really embarrass a lot of my family members. We were sitting around having Sunday dinner as adults. We all had our partners or our spouses there. And at some point, one of my sisters, who are very, very, my sisters are pretty raunchy. I'm just going to say my sisters, I love them, but they're raunchy. At some point, one of my sisters brought up the fact that all of us learned about sex through watching that pornographic video. And so, of course, it embarrassed mom and dad. Mom puts her hand over her face. Dad, gets up and walks out of the room. But this is the funny part. You ready for this? All of our partners or spouses who were sitting there with us. Now, remember, there's four of us kids and our spouses. How funny was it when we start comparing stories? We're all comparing stories. And every one of us four kids are like adult entertainment industry stars. We are. We know nothing about sweet love, passion, caressing, holding, cuddling. We don't know. None of us four kids ever learned anything about that. None of us four kids ever learned anything about that. Us four kids only learned that the way you do it is the way we saw it in the movie. And so guess what, y'all? At some point in life, you can't change who you are. And so all four of us kids, if you ever run across Sister Kim or my sister Tina, or you ever see my Uncle Dan, or now you know the secret, Lester's secret, don't ever think that up in the private bedroom that we're all sitting there. That ain't the way it was done in the 70s. Sorry, y'all. There. Now you know something that you didn't know about Lester's family. Oh, my mom's going to be so mad at me. But hey, Lester, I didn't want to hear all that. I just want to see the animals. Just show me the animals and I might watch again. But hey, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, someone said over here, so you guys are all porn stars. No, I don't think that we're porn stars, but that's how we do the do. So we didn't know, so you would never run across any of us being. Can we just move on now? Guys, I think that that's about enough. If I've not hurt myself or put myself in hot water as it is, then trust me, I need to go ahead and stop while I still can. So a lot of y'all are saying that's very sad. That's very sad. That's sad for your partners. That's very sad. Hey, I've actually never had any partners complain. And I don't think any of us ever have any partners complain. Well, there you go. All right, I am going to get off. Thank y'all for watching, and thank you guys for being a part of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there's some ugly, y'all, because you know what? I'm a human, and I'm real, and I'm as real as any of you, and no different than anybody else. We all have our ups and our downs, our good and our bad, and we just live our life. And I appreciate you putting up with me as I find my way through this thing called life. And partners don't complain to your face. That's true. Oh my God. If that is not the truth, partners don't complain to your face. And then the follow up to that is, but I wouldn't complain. Listen, you're going to get me into more trouble. If I keep talking, you're going to get me into more trouble. Okay. If I keep talking, you're going to get me into more trouble. But I would say that as I'm watching the comments over here, there's a lot of women who are saying they wish that their partner would have run across a 70s porn. So there you go. So stop acting like I'm some kind of a horrible monster. If you yourself are saying, I wish my old man would have run across a 70s porn, maybe it would be more than whatever. So anyway, I will lose some followers today, and of course I'll gain some, and that's the way life goes with me. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I think I already said that. And happy Friday to you all. You'll see me and Jamie back on Sunday when we come live together, and she'll be able to pinch and prod at me to keep me more in tune with what social media can handle. But thank you all for sticking around today. All right. We'll see y'all later.